So Leo, I'm assuming you read the One Piece chapter.
Well, I read one translation of it.
You read okay. You read one translations. One translation of it. Okay. So the chapter came out super early. Came out on Thursday, and my initial plan, like on Monday, I decided like around there that I'm gonna do a live reaction if it comes out on Thursday, like early. But the reason why I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do the live reaction because on Wednesday I decided to go on Twitter. I'm like, let me go on Twitter to see what's going on. What's happening, and immediately I see multiple spoilers, like from a bunch of people. I'm like, okay, well, uh. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a live reaction because there were like major moments like Lucy's awakening, Lucy versus Luffy, like a couple panels, other stuff. I'm like, well, whatever. So, and then we're doing this on Sunday because some people like Manu, O'Hara the Fox, he was saying that the translations are a little bit weird in English, that that there's more context in the Japanese, like of course, and so I just want to wait for the official. So I read the official this morning. I suffered through that because I don't like the official. I really don't like reading the official. I'm like I really don't like the official. I'm like I hate how everything flows. I hate how everyone talks. Um, but I guess there's more context. I guess it's pretty much the same thing as the scans as TCB, but with a few like a couple differences here and there. So yeah, when we get to it. So in the video, so on screen, I'm gonna be showing TCB, but in my phone I have the official. So we're gonna be reading TCB, and also if I need to bring up something about the official, I'll bring up that as well. And also before starting recording, I read what's his name, Artur's like his chapter reviews like this chapter secrets, I think that's what they're called. So I read his chapter secrets and his thoughts on the translations and all that. So we have we have a couple of different translations of that. So yeah. So let's start the review then. One Piece chapter 1069, 69. Nice. We all there is to desire. That's the TCB, and the official it says, all things are brought into this world with hope. So and the TCB they use desire, and the official hope. But later on, the official they also start using desire as well. So not nothing too crazy. Something weird that I noticed reading the official and TCB. Not sure why in TCB they spelled this guy's name as Lufeld, while in the official it says Dufeld. You know, so it's weird. I noticed that was weird. Even in the boat, because in the TCB the boat says Lufeld, while in the official the boat says Dufeld. So I wonder, was this written in English or was this written in Japanese and they rewrote it? But I'm not sure. I don't know. That's weird. It's just a weird thing that I noticed. Um, so the cover story is about Dufeld. Uh, it says here a philanthropic endeavor of loan shark Lufeld mass the laboratories of peace. So this has to be taking place in the past because he does looks younger. I did look up a comparison of him and Whole Cake and this image, and yeah, Whole Cake he's fatter, and here he just looks younger and thinner. He has a jawline, and Whole Cake he did not have a jawline. The nose was bigger, and Whole Cake here smaller. So um also Mass is disbanded. They're no longer a thing, so it has to be in the past. And yeah, another thing. Not sure if you saw this on Twitter or anywhere or read it now, but people been pointing out that the Mass ship looks exactly. Oh well, not exactly. I have it here on Twitter. Let me find it. Oh wait, I'm not sharing the screen for you. That way you can see that. I just realized that. Yeah, let me share the screen really quick. For that way you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, go live. Okay, so like I was saying, some people have been pointing out that the mass ship looks similar to the ship that Frankie found in his flashback. Um, people are saying that they look similar. Some people saying they look exactly like I don't think so. They don't look exactly like there's some differences. Especially down here in the bottom. Um, but if this is supposed to be the same ship, it's okay because although they do that, I don't know how many years ago. So it's okay that he did a redesign. You know, it's not the first time that he has a redesign like something. For example, the Yonkos, Big Mom, Kaido. Um, yeah, I guess you could argue Vegapunk because Vegapunk he looked taller, like slimmer, in that one panel. Um, so Oda has redesigned stuff. Um, so yeah, that will be nothing new here. But another thing people are saying, oh, this ship has a sail, while this one, doesn't has a sail. But I think the this thing that looks like that people are saying is a sail could be just this part right here, the part that says pacifist. Um, so yeah, people are screaming Gola because if it's true. So it's like, Oda he set this up like, you know, a long time ago. So yeah. Also it makes sense. The like if it's the same ship, that's why there was like a bunch of mechanical and scientific stuff, and that's how Frankie managed to fix himself. Um, I think someone mentioned in like a couple of chapters ago. I think someone did brought it up like a couple of chapters ago that that what if this ship was the ship that Frankie found, and that's why he has like a bunch of star designs, like like the star tattoo that he has because Vegapunk he uses the star a lot. So yeah, I think I was aware of this theory, but I didn't talk about it. So yeah, what do you think? Since I've been talking about this.
I mean, well, to sign off, I didn't remember Mr. Lufeld here. Honestly, I thought I thought this dude was interested right now. I had forgotten that he was in Whole Cake. Honestly.
Yeah, he's the one of the underground bosses. He's like, one of the underground. And since you forgot about, apparently Stussy, like in Whole Cake, Stussy shot him in the back a couple of times. So people assumes that he's dead currently, and that's why some people were confused because some people thought this was a present day, like this cover story. But if you like I was saying, if you compare this drawing to Whole Cake, it's like there's some differences. So and also the obvious, the mass ship. That's like I don't think mass is a thing in the present day. So that's why I think this is taking place in the past.
Oh yeah,
Also
definitely. Yeah,
another
definitely.
thing another thing. Last chapter cover story was Caesar and Judge. They were fighting, but they were remembering Vegapunk, and so I think that is supposed to transition to a flashback right here. To this like a flashback in this cover story. So yeah. But what do you think about the whole ship and like it's the same one as Frankie's from the backstory? What do you think about
I
that?
mean, it's pretty possible. Like,
Yeah.
and like, and, and we know for a fact, all the foreshadow shit
Yeah, yeah.
like for
Uh-huh.
years and years.
Yeah, oh
Like,
yeah.
this won't even be the only thing that he
Yeah.
would foreshadow that was foreshadowed in this chapter. Like
Oh,
the
oh.
whole fruit
Mhm.
shenanigans, and all that.
Oh.
But I'm getting
Yeah,
ahead
yeah.
of myself.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we will get to that when we get to that. But yeah. Yeah. Um I think everyone and their mother are agreeing that it's the same ship because it just is so similar. I do like if it's if this supposed to be the same ship, I do like the update design. I don't know. I like it. It's goofy, but I like it. I like the update design. Okay, so that was the cover story. So that how crazy the chapter is. That even in the cover story, we have to talk about something. So yeah. We start with the chapter. Egghead is in chaos. People are yelling, saying Dr. Atlas. They got her. They got Dr. Atlas. Yelling that there's an intruder. West Southpole is attacking and all that. Yeah, Chopper. He's like, oh, this is Rob Lucy. Jinbei, he's saying they're really after Vegapunk. And Luffy, he's asking why they're here. and then the Lucy, he's like, "Why are you here?" And then Lucy's like, "You realize it is a government island?" And Luffy's like, "Oh yeah, guess we're the one out of place here." That's pretty funny. Someone mentioned that this reminded them of a moment in when they met Aokiji for the first time. And Aokiji, well, in the anime, Aokiji was saving some civilians. In the manga, it was just one character. But in the anime, Aokiji was saving some civilians, helping them out. And Luffy was like, "Oh, don't trust him. He's a marine." And the civilians are like, "Yeah, he's a marine. We should trust him." And Luffy's like, "Oh, right. It doesn't. Yeah, you're regular. It doesn't. You're regular people. It doesn't work like that for you." So this, yeah, this is like similar to that moment. Anyway, Chopper says that they need to leave. They need to head out. I love this moment. It shows Luffy has clout now. He has the Emperor clout, like people have been saying. Uh, Kaku, he's like, "Dearie me, the Straw Hat powers, and it looks like they're with Julie Bonnie." Well, that's that. Luffy, we can't lay a hand on them. He's because they're emperors now. Luffy, he's officially an emperor now. They cannot engage him without orders. So that's interesting. That's good to know. But of course, Luffy being Luffy, he's running to engage, so Luffy's going to engage. And they're going to contact the Navy, for orders.
Can you
Um,
can you
mhm.
imagine like an emperor running straight towards you, and you have to wait for orders. Like you can't even do self defense.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like
yeah.
you have to take it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't thought it that way. Like, yeah, you're a random marine, and then I don't know, like when Whitebeard was alive, Whitebeard never fought the Marines. Like he knew that you shouldn't just not randomly engage, but like but yeah, like yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. You cannot engage, you cannot self defense, you cannot do anything. But yeah, Luffy, of course, he's like running towards them, to fight. But then he knows that Atlas is on the ground. She got injured. Um, so he's like, "Oh, this is awful." Luffy says, "I'm aware of the consequences." That said, there's another funny moment. Luffy orders Chopper to to heal Atlas, but Chopper's like, "I'll try, but I think this is more Frankie's forte." Which, yeah, is yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that would be nice though, seeing like Chopper and Frankie working together to like heal Atlas. Like Chopper will work on the human parts, and Frankie will work on the robotic part. I think that would be a nice something nice to see later down the
Yeah.
line in the arc. Um, and then Luffy's like, keep out of this. It's government business. And Luffy says that kid gave us food, and yeah, like yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, yeah.
Like it's so funny out of context.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really funny out of context, but well, we know. Like, if you give food to Luffy, yeah, he's ready to.
You basically have one of the best bodyguards you could ever have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, so there's one of the moments that I really hate in the official. Like, I just don't like how it flows. So Luffy says, don't interfere with this is a eternal matter. But then Luffy's like, but she makes sure that we have plenty to eat. I don't know. I just don't like I just don't like how it flows. Like I like
Yeah.
here that I like here is like that kid gave us food. You know, um, like since it's, I don't talk about the official a lot, but since we're talking about it, I could hate on it every now and then in this video. So yeah. People stop doing memes about about the official. People should bring that back. Um, so then we got to the Navy HQ. I kind of knew he's big man like always. Sadly we don't get the panel that Oda always uses, the side view. We don't get that here, but yeah, he's big man. Um, so yeah, they I kind of got the information that Straw Hat is on Egghead. Um, so and he has his Vegapunk onto Styropole Zero. Now this guy, I think he's new. I think he's new. Everyone's saying he's new, but I don't know why. I feel like I see him somewhere before in the series. This character also looks new, but some people are saying that this guy could be a long neck because because of the long neck he has, and which will be interesting. I don't think there's any long limbs like Marines. Like there's giants, but I don't think there's like long limbs. I don't know, but
And here I thought he was just a hybrid stone.
I don't know, like what? Okay, because my brother thought he was a dog for some reason. I don't know why. like that, my brother, he's like, oh, he kind of looks like a dog. Why? Okay, like I don't know. Like, is it because why do you thought he was a hybrid stone?
Cause like of course Kagure has the giraffe, but cause the way that he's hunched over and his face structure, I can't tell if that's a beard or a muzzle or snout, whatever.
Okay.
The only reason the only reason that I'm saying that it's not a giraffe is because Kagure has the fruit. So
Yeah.
so it has to be like an alpaca or something or a llama.
Okay. Well, like there's a bunch of Marines that have stones. Like there's Dalmatian, there's the Spider guy. I think his name is Oni Gumo. Um, I think there's other Marines where like other dog there are fruits, but yeah. Well, nah, like I guess it's understandable, But I thought it was just his beard, like okay, his beard. He has like a long neck. He has like a fire tattoo. He kind of looks like a Kainu. Like the way that he's dressed reminds me of Kainu, and because of that, I think he's a Kainu fanboy. The tattoo is probably like a homage to Akainu, because Akainu also has like a neck, um, like a tattoo around the neck area, shoulder around there, but I think his is like a flower. It's like a bunch of flowers, but yeah, I don't know why I thought Kainu, and like he's a kind of fanboy. This character right here, there's not that much detail, but it looks like they're wearing all white, you know. So the hair could be also all white. So yeah, it's like that's like a typical archetype, like the character would like all white clothing, white hair, very pale. So yeah, interesting. I don't know, interesting to see them, I guess. Um, so yeah, going back to Akainu, he says that CP0 should warn him that they're going to infiltrate Egghead and do all this. So yeah, he's big mad. Now this is interesting. He asked about Kizaru. Well, before that, he's like, if Vegapunk has cut a deal with Straw Hat, that's a major blow to our military superiority. Yeah, but then he asked, where's Kizaru? And in the TCV, they translate as he's already left for Egghead as planned. While in the official, it's a little bit different. In the official, it says he was already on his way to Egghead for a prior operation. So, yeah, it's different. It's different.
So there's some dubiousness whether okay. So the different translations basically are saying either way he was going to Egghead, but TCB is something as is inferring that's because of this matter that he's going. But the official, it's because of another reason. It's just a pure coincidence.
Yeah.
And all this shit is already happening in Egghead. Okay.
Yeah. Like, officials like, he was going there. Like, he's already on his way there, so he's going to handle business. While here is like, they had a plan, probably to kill Vegapunk. Then and so he's already on his way. You know, everything's going to plan. You know, now something that interests me is that the Marines are behind this, behind the whole killing Vegapunk thing. Because I was under the assumption it was just Gorosei and Eam, like that. This is their plan. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was just them. Like oh, let's do this. Let's get CP0 because they're under our control specifically. So let's get them. Let's order them to do it, and like blame it on something else. I thought that was,
Yeah,
I thought that was their plan. But no, there's how Marines are in on it too because like kind of he's asking so Vegapunk found out that CP0 are onto him and all that. So that's interesting that even the Marines are part of this. So yeah. So I just wonder. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because they did find out that that because the theory is that he's working with Dragon. So maybe they found out that okay, yeah, he's working with Dragon in secret. But also Vegapunk, he thinks that they're killing him because he thinks that they know that he knows so much. So yeah, it is interesting to see the Marines also part of this operation. Um, and then they say to order Lucy not to engage. uh,
sorry
uh,
for that.
yeah, they're too late for that. Too late for that. He's already next battle. He's
Immediately next panel.
yeah, he's already engaging. Um, so, um, you didn't got spoiled. Yeah, I didn't ask you. You didn't got spoiled, right? When you read this.
No, I was
Okay.
surprised this is awakened for me.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So yeah, everyone's running away. It's something something that I noticed when I read this the second time. Now Chopper he's carrying Bonnie because Atlas is too big for him, so Jinbei's the one carrying Atlas. So yeah, everyone's running away. Jinbei he's saying Luffy, you really should think should think about this. Consider the consequences. Of course he's Luffy, so he's not going to consider that. But yeah, it's funny. Jinbei he's always trying to be the voice of reason. And Luffy he never follows, and then Jinbei he's still going to laugh because he always laugh at everything that Luffy does. So that's like his running. I say that's like one of his running gags. He's always laugh. He's always laughing at the shenanigans of the crew. So yeah. And then we see Shaka and the others. They're seeing the fight going on. They ask they comment that Lucy kind of looks different. Shaka says, I think this is also a little bit different than the official. But Shaka says in the TCB, he's like, what speed is this is a rare sight. Most awakened soul powers tend to overwhelm the user's mind. But this and then No, nothing about the other official is like similar. It's like the same thing. He says, quite a rare specimen, astonishing speed. Is usually the case that awakened soul powers absorb and control the user's personality and So that is like similar thing. So yeah. And then yeah, we get to see Lucy's awakening. Cat fruit.
Great design.
Yeah, really cool. So cat fruit model leopard awakened form. So he says that he's like you're not the only one who's gotten stronger, Straw Hat. So yeah, we can see that. Yeah, really cool. I love the flames, like like well, it's like some like black flames or black clouds. It's really cool.
Yeah. I have a question though.
Okay.
Okay, we got basically soft confirmation
Uh-huh.
that all awakened forms that aren't the impel down security guards, like the awakened soul ones that kept
Mhm.
their rationale,
Mhm.
have this cloud flame shit going around their body.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah.
Gear 5 Luffy has it, and
Mhm.
here Lucci here has it.
Yeah.
I think there was a panel with Yamato had it.
Yeah. Yamato throughout every time when she transformed, she always had it. So
Did
So
did Kaido have it? It's my question.
no, Kaido did not. He did not have it. You know, he did not have it. He did not have it. He's not that guy. Kaido was not that guy. Okay, so seriously speaking, that was just joking. I saw a video. I saw a video on Twitter. Um, maybe I'll play. Maybe I will not in the video. But I saw a video. Um, right here. This guy was explaining why he thinks Kaido wasn't awakening, and I agree. I agree with his take. But before we get to that, I think first we need to get to the devil fruit parts, and then we
Yeah,
could
yeah.
discuss the awakening, because that video is connected to to
Well,
that.
Vegapunk says about the fruits.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, cool. Really, yeah, really cool design. Um, Now, let's see. Vegapunk, he's there. He's there in the lab. Shaka, he's like easy on screen. The White Warrior. Also in the official, he also says White Warrior. It's funny. Not sure if you know this. Frankie with the hard eyes for Vegapunk. That's pretty funny. And also the tongue and all that. And they're surprised that he got here so quick. He probably warped. That's what he probably did. Um, and Vegapunk is huge, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, 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 like. I guess with Luffy and Jinbei and all the others, you really couldn't tell. But next to Nami, like his whole head is as big as Nami. He's like bigger than Nami. So yeah, it's crazy. Okay, but Shaka, he asked, what's his transformation? What's the name? Like, what's the story behind this transformation? Do tell. And then they say that they're not sure. Nami's like, isn't just his Gum powers? They seen Gear 4, so they're like, isn't it just like something like that? Um, he says it's funny. There's no mention of any Gum fruit in the old Devil Fruit Encyclopedia. So that's interesting. Vegapunk, of course, Vegapunk, he read everything that the scholars, everything that survived the Buster Call. So maybe one of the books was like the oldest version of the Devil Fruit Encyclopedia, and since he read it, he's like, oh, there's nothing about the Gum fruit. So that's interesting. Basically, basically, I told my brother, it's like, okay, basically, the old encyclopedia is like the Old Testament, and then there's the New Testament that the war government created, and that's like the new encyclopedia that Sanji read, probably. Um, so it's just so in the newer versions they have the Gum fruit, since they want to hide the whole Nika thing. Then Usopp, he's like, I mean, you say that, but that's what Luffy always calls it. I do like how the official translates this part. Usopp, he's like, but he's always saying gum gum this and gum gum that, you know. So I do like it. Every now and then.
Yeah, yeah.
Every now and then you
Yeah,
got,
nice touch.
yeah, you gotta give the official some props here and there every now and then. Vegapunk, he's like how sublime. He looks just like that god described in the Asian text. And then they're like, God, are you see now? That's just Luffy. That's funny. In the official, he says, in the official song, he says, let me go to the page. He says, one.
Okay, I love this translation. Okay.
Okay, you're there. He's like, he's
Yeah, yeah.
Luffy. He's a moron, right? Um, but I like how it transitions to what he says in the official. He says, "Indeed, the foolish and laughable warrior of liberation who brings smiles to all people," also known as the Nika, the sun god. So I do like how the thing that Sanji says in the official transitions to what Vegapunk is going to say.
Yeah,
Yeah, the foolish warrior of liberation. I'm like, oh, yeah. You know, that's I like that. I like that. See, good props. You got good props. Um, but he says, yeah, I already said that. So he's talking about Nika. They're like, Nika. They never heard that name. And he's like, of course, because they wiped it out from history. Um, But I like what he says here. And yet, as long as people desires persist, such a thing will never cease to be. We all there is to desire. You know, for instance, the devil fruits. I'm like, what? Huh? Okay. When you first read this, I guess what's like your initial reaction? I guess when you first read this.
I'm like intrigued,
Yeah.
curiosity,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because I'm like, where's he going with this? Like what's the exposition dump that he's gonna drop on us?
Mm-hmm.
The lore dump. Like I'm curious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I guess there's a good time to mention. I guess something that Artur brought up in his like the thing that he does, the chapter secrets, like the chapter review. Basically what Punk said is like a mirror to what Roger said. And not sure what chapter it is, but he said, inherit the will, people dreams, the soul of an era, as long as people keep seeking the answer of freedom, these things will never cease to be. So and he explains that in the Japanese, they use similar wording to what Roger said in that moment. So it's like a nice parallel. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, that's cool. So going back to to the chapter, he says in the TCB, devil fruits are a manifestation of the desire to see how different paths of evolution can play out. Gee, I wish I could do X, or if only we could do Y. Fruit powers actualize such wishes. Each one showcase a different possibility for the future of humanity. And then he says, these deviations are, of course, unnatural, so it makes sense that they attract the ire of Mother Nature, the sea itself. One who has eaten a fruit lives a totally alien existence, born out, born out the limitless permutations of imagination. That's my theory. Yeah, he's just that's just his theory. That's just conjecture. He should have said that. No, that would be hilarious if he said that. That's just conjecture, though.
Punk
Whatever.
be spitting though.
Yo, yeah, yeah. He's spitting. He's spitting. Whatever, whatever you believe, there's a God out there or not. One thing's for sure: we live in the wondrous world. I'm like, oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, so that was TCV official. Let me go to the official. Okay. So official, he says every devil fruit is a possibility for human evolution that someone desired. If only I could be like this. If only I could be like that. All of those powers represent the many branches of the future of humanity. But that unnatural status, eluded by the sea, the mother of nature, a fitting punishment for its sin. Those with powers exist in a different dimension, dreamed up by someone else before them. This is only my theory. So you see, you don't even need to debate whatever any god says or not. Isn't it just such a fascinating world? So, a huge, I guess, difference is that in the official, he says, those with powers exist in a different dimensions, dreamed up by someone else before them. And while in the TCB, it says, one who has eaten a fruit lives a totally alien existence, born out of the limitless permutations of imagination. So, Manu, O'Hara the Fox, he brought up on Twitter. Let me look up the tweet. He brought up that he said either my Japanese has fully failed me, or all the translations of the chapter I read so far are really badly translated. Then he says why he thinks so. So he says, the title of the chapter is, I don't know Japanese, so I'm not going to read what he wrote there. Is that uh, which means all things are born to the world because they are wished for, which to me seems like super important world building for One Piece, unless there is a saying that goes like this, but I've not found it. Vegapunk says, and then Japanese, which means ability users are people who live in many different dimensions that someone envisioned. So literally means different dimensions, kind of a big deal, no? Then he says there's like more errors. So the official translate literally how the Japanese read it with the whole different dimensions and all that. So uh Artur, and well, I conclude as well, and the other people conclude the same thing, that it's not literal. It's not like a literal thing that you know that they're in a different dimension. Like Luffy, he's from like a different dimension or whatever. It's more like a possible, it's like a possible future. You know, like in another dimension, like theoretically speaking, in another dimension, humans evolve to be rubber like Luffy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it's not like a literal sense. It's more like a theoretical sense.
Or more,
Like
or even figurative.
yeah, figurative. Yeah, he's just figurative speech. So he's not being literal. He Vegapunk. He's just being fancy with his words right here. Um, and then another thing. Uh, when he's talking about the sea, like about Mother Sea, all that, he says, I think the official. Let me confirm really quick. I think he says, let's see. Uh-huh. I know. I think no. I think the translation that Arthur used, which is I guess he translated himself. But Vegapunk says that the stuff about the sea is stuff that he has heard or what people have said. So that part could be just folk tales and folklore and part of the legend. Why people think their fruits are, or why he thinks their fruits are hated by the sea. And I guess I think I brought this up before in other videos. But to this day, some people are still confused the whole thing about the sea and the water and what affects the overusers. Users. Because remember, you remember that debate with Jack? Or like, Jack, the reason why he swam to find the poneglyph in Wano is because it's fresh water, not salt water. In One Piece, the sea could mean any body of water, because Oda said it in any body of water. Rain doesn't count because rain is not a body of water. It's just it's not a body of water, so rain doesn't count. But if you're a crocodile, it does count because you're sand. So so yeah. So it's not just the sea. It's just any body of water that affects the overusers. And Autor, he mentioned that in folklore, in the One Piece world, it's because of Mother Sea, all that. But he theorized that. Well, I guess let's talk about the overusers. I guess since we're at it, since we're here, because the next panel is about Sentamaru and all that. And I guess let's finish the chapter because there's just a couple pages left. So Sentamaru, he shows up, and then he brings the seraphims. We already saw them. Yeah, they're not new. So they're here. Something. Actually, yeah. Now I think about, no one has mentioned this. Well, but probably maybe Randy Troy. I didn't saw his whole live stream, so maybe he brought this up. But each of the seraphim, they have the thing that Jinbei had. So I just think maybe that's how they inject the green blood, because it was mentioned that they have green blood. So maybe they just inject the green blood through there, or I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be anything important. Like those things that they have. So yeah, they're here. Sentamaru, he explains the reason why we haven't seen him yet is because it was his day off. So so yeah. And then he's saying that this is cut and dry. Cyberpol is on our side, pirates are the enemy. So I just got back on CP0, right? And then Vegapunk is like, no, they're actually trying to kill me. Protect, help Luffy and all that. Help the Straw Hats. And so tomorrow he's like, wait, wouldn't that make me a traitor? And Vegapunk is like, true, this is a big decision. And he says, never mind me, Sentamaru. I only took you in when you were starving. Please do whatever you feels right. And he's like, yeah, that's very funny. He's like, twist my arm, why don't you? So yeah. And of course, Sentamaru, he helps out. Also, he calls Vegapunk Dr. Punk or Grand Punk or Gramps or something. Let me see. This will be my day off. But yeah, Grandpa Punk. So they do have a close relationship. Also, Sentamaru got a promotion. Now he's Navy HQ Science Unit Captain Sentamaru. I think back in the day when he got into this, he was just the bodyguard of Vegapunk. So now he's like the Science Unit Captain. So yeah. Kaku, he orders Bear, S Bear, to take out take out the Seraphims, but then Stussy she explains that they're in the the it's a handicap, they're under the hierarchy of the Seraphims, and so tomorrow he orders S Bear to attack them, and Kaku's like fiddlesticks. It's so funny. Kaku's the way that he speaks. In the official, he's like old drat, of course. I'm like, fiddlesticks is way funnier, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. In the official, they really don't do the whole old man thing, It's more like in
Yeah.
CCV. So yeah. So they're being attacked by S Bear, and then Stussy she explains the hierarchy, and she also she mentions that they don't take orders through Dendemushi, so the transponder snail. So it's the five elders above, like number one. Then comes Dr. Vegapunk, that includes the Stella, the main body, and the satellites. Then Satomaru, and then anyone with authority ship. Um, Roger Base and Randy Troy, and I brought this up also in the video. Um, that we think that there's gonna be like a Order 66 type of situation. Um, I know I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that, Leo. Order 66 from Star
Yeah.
Wars. Yeah,
Because you mentioned it the last time. If
yeah,
it weren't for
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mentioned it like a couple of videos ago, but yeah. So yeah. So yeah, we think Roger Base he was popping off. In the live reaction he went off because the moment he got to this moment he's like Order 66 is coming. He's like he will not be surprised if secretly Dragon is actually, or the revolutionaries are like actually higher than the five elders, because Vegapunk probably programmed that in. So yeah, he was like very excited when he got to this part, and so yeah, I don't know, yeah, I think it just makes sense, Or 66, it makes sense. Although he's a huge Star Wars fan, so I could just see that happening. And right now we kind of getting a little bit glimpse of it, Oda gave the hierarchy, so yeah, we're getting some glimpse of it. So they're getting attacked. We cut to briefly to the fight. I like this. The Gum Gum Mo pistol. Yeah, he punches the floor, and the floor becomes rubber, and he attacks his Lucy. So, and Lucy he got hit. It looks like he got hit hard. So, and then Sentomaru he orders S Snake to help out Luffy, and then S Hawk and S Shark suppress CP0. Jinbei. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So I forgot about this part. So Jinbei, he's like, Chopper, my eyes playing tricks on me. I thought he looked familiar. Those brown guys look like ex warlords. I'm like, Jinbei, you don't have to say it like that. Those brown guys, I'm pretty sure Zoro he heard this. He's like, brown people where? He's like, where? Sadly, in the official he doesn't he doesn't go like that hard in the official. In the official he's like, are the ones with dark skin over there for some of the old seven warlords. I guess you could say it's a little bit more what's the word? More politically correct. PC. It's more PC in the official. But TCB, man, he's like, those brown guys. I'm like, Jinbei, like, remember your last fight against
Calm down, man.
I'm like, remember you fought, like, you got angry with Full Swoop because he was racist, towards you. Like, I'm like, calm down. Oh man. So yeah, he's like, don't tell me they cloned us. Luffy he sees them tomorrow, so he's like, oh, battle axe, long time no see, and they have a little banter. He's like, don't call me, don't nickname me based on my weapon Straw Hat. But it's funny, they nickname him after the what he's wearing, the Straw Hat. But yeah. Anyway, are you really gonna help Grandpa Punk escape? And he's like, yeah, don't sweat it. He's like, I'm not sure if I should trust you. And the first time I read this, I did not notice this panel, but the second time I'm like, oh, okay, the foosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, showing the.
So.
showing the Lucy he did something handgun, and there's a really cool panel. Like this a really good panel. It's fire. Ruthlessly efficient. And Luffy yells battle axe. He's probably not dead because it's One Piece, but but yeah, that was he should be done. He should be done. And I forgot people were saying that Sentomaru when he got introduced, he said that he has like the highest defense in the Marines, and look at him now, but it's whatever, it's like in the grand scheme of things, Sentomaru he's not all that, he's like he back in the day he was, but in the like right now he's really nothing really, so yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense that this happened to him. Um, I love how TCB translated this. So Lucy says in TCB, all we had to do is cut the head of the snake. Now Seraphim obey us. While in the official, it's pretty lame. I don't know. Nah, still has like the like coolness factor. So in the official, he's like, we only need to erase their control tower. Now you follow our orders, Seraphim. Like I don't know. Like here, he's like on the head of the snake and all that. So it's cooler. It's cooler here. And then we got coloring by Grish, and then we got this one by Yash. And on Twitter, oh, they have it right here. Okay. And on Twitter, I saw this one also. Yaki Pop, yeah, really nice. Yeah, I love the like the red lines and like this right here, like the red with the black. Yeah, yeah. It reminds me of Luffy when Gear 4th. Gear 4th is like Oda. He colors this like similarly like that. So pretty cool, pretty cool. And that's all. Yeah, that's all. And okay, so um, let's we talked about things throughout the review and all that, but let's just focus on the Deathful stuff because that's like the the most important stuff, and that could tie into the Kylo, the awakening stuff and other stuff that people had talked about, throughout these couple of days. So yeah, let's talk about the Deathfuls. Not sure if I'm going to share my screen from now on. Let me just stop sharing my screen. Okay, so now, so let's talk about Deathfuls. Let's talk about the Deathfuls. So I guess give me your initial thoughts then about the whole Deathful thing.
I thought you wanted the chapter. Okay.
Oh, okay,
it's
about
pretty
the
interesting.
okay. Let's go with the chapter then Deathful.
Chapter pretty hype. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
One Piece
yeah,
looks
yeah.
crazy good this week.
Oh yeah, very, very. Um, yeah. There's nothing else to say. 10 out of 10, easy. Crazy lore drops. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
Like,
been amazing.
yeah. And next chapter officially is gonna be the last chapter of the year. So that's gonna be even more crazier because although he always does something crazy for the last chapter, for the last couple of chapters of the year. So yeah. Also, it's coming on Christmas Day officially. So it's gonna be a good, yeah, it's gonna be a really good Christmas present. So
Santa will bring us a new chapter.
yeah. TCB will probably come out like on Thursday or Friday. So oh, and I forgot to mention the whole reason why I got spoiled on Wednesday. I think I brought this up in a couple of videos, but now there's a new translation group, like translators, and they drop on Wednesday. So that's
okay.
yeah. I was so close to read it. But I'm like, nah, I'm sticking with TCB.
You're loyal.
Yeah, I have read their stuff before, like, but I read it after TCB to see how different it is, and it's rough. It's rough because they're new, so so it's very rough. But at least they gotten better with the image quality. They gotten a little bit better, but translation wise, it's still rough. Um, but you could get the gist of it. You could get like the gist of it of the chapter. Um, it's funny. Some of the One Piece YouTubers were tweeting on Twitter. This whole thing started because JD Legend, he tweeted like if he was a news reporter, like for sports. So he tweets breaking news, controversial YouTuber JD Legend signed a 4 year plus contract with TCB, all that. And then so other One Piece YouTubers started tweeting, they followed the trend, like they're reporting the news and like all that. So other people were like, I think Roger Base, yeah, Roger Base tweeted, uh, YouTuber Roger Base signed a 4 year plus contract with Viz because he reached the official with Viz, and he comments on JD's comment, and it was funny, banter between the One Piece YouTubers. I think one guy, Joy Boy, I think Joy Boy Theories, he commented that he signed a contract with the new guys, with the new people on the block, because he wrote a book, and so he's like, I'll like they're like, if you give us a free copy of your book, we or something like that. I don't know, something, I forgot what was the joke, but the One Piece YouTubers, nice banter between them. So yeah, that was pretty nice. So yeah, but we also gotta talk about the controversy. We gotta remember TCB been blocking people supporting the new guys. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. But
Supposedly.
supposedly. But
Allegedly.
allegedly. I don't know. Some people been showing the evidence. I don't know if it's true though. Like, because I don't tweet anything. We're a small YouTuber, so it's not like it's not like someone from TCB is gonna see this video. But allegedly they've been blocking people whoever's been supporting the new people, which I'm like, it's scummy, I guess, but it's whatever. It's whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah. Devil fruits. So what's your thoughts on the whole devil fruit thing?
So I find it pretty interesting because um that basically it's the next supposed step of evolution to imagination. Because I
Mm-hmm.
remember
Mm-hmm.
seeing a tweet by Arthur
Yeah. Yeah.
that said like that makes sense that several characters throughout the series, like Avelda calls herself a slim human.
Mm-hmm.
Luffy calls himself a rubber human.
Yeah.
This chick from this Rosa calls herself an art human.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they're not just simply humans. They're what noun, adjective, whatever human.
Yeah.
Because it's what a supposed next step for human evolution is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, and I like the idea that since it's all imagination, supposedly, it's that basically Dofus are like superpowers, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, like it would be cool if I could do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
so there's rubber human. Like, it
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
cool if I could do that and that and
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
makes sense not only from a in universe perspective, but also like
Mm-hmm.
from a writing perspective, because I remember that Oda,
Mm-hmm.
one of the inspirations for Dofu was that it was like everyday use, everyday living.
Yeah.
I remember
Mm-hmm.
like in an interview someone posted
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that the one of the inspiration for the rubber fruit was that he was so lazy, like laying
Yeah.
down, he
Yeah.
wanted to pick something up. He just wanted to stretch his hand like rubber to pick that thing up while having to stand up or whatever, which I find pretty dang cool. Like it's imaginations not only outside, like from a writing perspective, but also in universe.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah. I
also,
have. I
but
have the
not to
interview right here.
also,
Yeah.
but it's also pretty weird to think about because that means basically like Soans are just fairies.
Yeah. 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 Basically, but in the universe, someone was like, I want to be someone. Okay,
A
someone in the
giraffe.
universe, was like, you know what? I want to be a chihuahua. And then
Oh,
because I should remember, this was Chihuahua Sultan. Is one of the demon guards for Impel Down. Um, so someone was like, I want to be a Chihuahua, and they got the Chihuahua fruit. So, okay. So yeah. I have it right here. The whole thing that you were talking about, the ability. I'm a blank human. Ability human. So So yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh, wow, that's so cool. And they're like, like I always thought it was interesting that every developer user is like, I'm a blank human, you know, and it's cool that although he's like he finally explained it, like why do every developer users say I'm a blank human, like in the right here, um well, I forgot her name, but the lady from this Rosa, she's like, I'm a art human. Bartolomeo, he's like, I'm a berry human. Mr. One, I'm a blade human, and Kuma, he's like, I'm a paw human. So yeah, in Luffy, every time when someone asks him about the Death Room, he always says, I'm a rubber human or rubber man. So yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool. What you said, what you said is so cool. It's basically like superpowers. Also, I have the interview right here, and and yeah, all the he brought up the gum gum fruit because he was lazy, and he also brought up the ramen there for the flower know me, because be very helpful with his job. He would sprout a bunch of little hands where he could draw faster, and he could like go draw a bunch of stuff. So, and also he mentions, I didn't know this, he mentions that some of the women that he gives, some of the nerfs he gives to woman characters is like a woman desires. Like, oh, if I was skinny or smooth skin, the slip slip through. Control my weight, the kilo fruit. Stuff that I guess the average woman probably wish for. Stuff like that. But he probably stopped doing that because Big Mom, for example, the so fruit, how what connection he made. I don't know what connection he made, but I'm pretty sure eventually he stopped doing stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I guess early on that was his thought process. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's really nice. So yeah. That's really cool. And throughout the series, like when was it? There's this theory that there are fruits are scientifically made back in the day in the ancient kingdom, and some people. Okay, so I guess let me ask you. So, do you think there, since they're talking about dreams and desires and all that, so do you think their fruits are made because a bunch of people wish for it hard enough, and so the fruit was created, or it's more like, okay, I wish I could fly, so then all the scientists were like, okay, how are we going to fly? And then somehow, some way with science, they made another fruit that could make you fly. So which route are you going with? Which do you think is the way for the fruit creation?
I mean, I was originally thinking it was the former. It was through sheer imagination and will, because of going against Mother Nature, like
Yeah.
figuratively being in another dimension, yada yada.
Mhm.
Um, but like if we're going with the science route, like it would uncover more, lead more facts to the ancient civilization, the fourth century, and all that.
Yeah.
Um, with the whole high tech shit that they have,
Mhm.
but I don't know, like it's the whole imagination aspect that I think it makes more sense for me because it's what keeps the song alive. Like it
Mhm.
will never cease
Mhm.
to be. Like it's not science, it's the belief of it, like the impact that it has
Mhm.
on others.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I first read it, yeah, I thought about like you, like, oh, it's like like a bunch of people just got together, and they're like, if only we could fly. And then I don't know where the uh Shiki cell fruit was made, the flow fruit, And then someone's like, well, what if I was a bird, then a bunch of other birds, yeah. At first that's what I thought, but then I saw a couple like reactions and videos, and I think more. I think it's leaning more scientific route because like think about it, in our world, people are like they're like, if we could fly, if only we could fly like birds, we made the airplane. So in the One Piece world, they're like, oh, if only we could fly. So then they got a bunch of scientists, and they're like, okay, let's make with our advanced technology, let's somehow make this fruit that give us the ability to fly. So And Vegapunk, he used science to create the Earth fruits. So, and then throughout the series, well, whenever we start going like Punk Hazard and onwards, um, there's been a bunch of like scientific relevations in the series. The whole lineage factors, and that Vegapunk, he cracked the code of the lineage factor, and that's how he got sowing the fruits, and a bunch of other stuff, about science and all that. So that's why I think it's more a scientific route, that a bunch of people started thinking about it, and and from the ancient kingdom, they're like if only we could do this, and then they created their fruits, and that's how they that's how they got their fruits with their advanced technology. And Arthur, he mentions in the chapter secrets, he mentions that not sure where, somewhere around here, he mentions that the word that they use for the devil fruits, it could be artificial. It could be translated as artificial, and that's why it's not natural, because they humans, they start playing God, and so in every series, in every work of fiction, when humans starts playing gods, the gods get angry, and then they punish humanity because of it. So
Yep.
yeah, so and One Piece could be the same thing. Mother Nature got angry because the ancient kingdom started playing God. So it's like, okay, this is gonna be your punishment. I will let you keep your devil fruits, but your punishment is that you can't swim if you eat one. So that's like Arthur. He concludes with that in his chapter secret, somewhere he mentions it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds really nice. I agree with that. Um, so yeah, but I do like the whole route that is they just wish for it. I do like that aspect. I really do. It's just people desires, and it's really nice. I like both explanation, both theories. That it's like a scientific route, or it's more like a fantasy desire route. And then if it's a scientific route, um, and every like in not every, but in a bunch of works of fiction, whenever there's like a advanced like race with advanced technology, and then the lesser, like I guess smarter race see them, they always think it's magic, but for them it's science. For example, in DC, one of Superman's villains, I don't know how you pronounce his name. You know who I'm talking about, right? The guy with the very complicated name, Mister Fidelix or something like that.
Mizopilic?
Yeah. So for everyone in DC, his powers are like magic, but for him, it's science because it's so advanced that for the average Joe, is it seems like magic. So in One Piece, if you go with the One Piece route, so the ancient kingdom was so advanced that their fruits just seem magical for the modern people in the One Piece world. So yeah, I think I lean more for the science route, but yeah, I don't mind the other route too, the whole wish route. And then someone mentioned in the TCB comment section, not sure if I'm going to find it because obviously more people commented, but someone mentioned that someone mentioned the whole One Piece power system makes more sense because hockey is will, devil fruit desire. You could with strong will, you could trump over people's desires. So I'm like, oh wow, it all makes sense now. It makes even more sense, Um, well, do you agree with that? Yeah, the whole, you know, the oh yeah, a strong will could trump desire, people's desire. Yeah, the whole hockey and the fruit thing.
I mean, yeah, because it's all like like even like we have to go far back, like
Mm-hmm.
with the whole Luffy versus Kaido fight, like there was an emphasis of Luffy using hockey.
Oh yeah, because
So
yeah, and that what Kyle said. Like hockey is supreme in the world. Willpower. So I'm like, oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. Now, since I brought up the whole will and desire thing, let's go to Lucy's awakening. Okay, so you brought up did Kylo have the clouds, and I think I answered yeah, no, he didn't. He did not have the clouds. Okay. So some people are angry. Some people they're angry, about this whole Lucy having awakening thing. So and I brought up that I saw a video that the guy he is playing why he thinks Kylo wasn't awakened. And I'm like, okay, I agree with the guy. So basically he said that since now we got this lore drop about you know Darrow fruits are basically the desire of people, of people from the past. Um and also in Wano, yeah, in Wano we got that. Soaring fruits, they have worlds of their own, so basically the dude theorized that to awaken a Darrow fruit, your desire has to align with the Darrow fruit desires, basically. So, for example, Lucy, he's bloodthirsty. He has bloodlust. He ate a leper fruit, so of course he will awaken because they have similar desires, similar goals. Kaido, on the other hand, he's very strong. At a young age, he was very strong, right? And and then eventually he's like, I just want someone to beat me, right? I just want someone to beat me. And his other fruit is the dragon fruit, right? I'm pretty sure the desires of a dragon is to like really strong or like the strongest or whatever. So basically, the dude concluded that Kaido's desire didn't match his other fruit, so that's why he didn't awaken. And also,
Mm.
Kaido said the hockey is supreme, so that's another thing. Kaido just wasn't even that focused on his Delphi. Like, yeah, he created it because he could do he did a bunch of crazy stuff, but at the end of the day, his focus was hockey, and that was he focused on. So yeah, I'm like, okay, that's really cool. That the reason why Kyle didn't awaken is because his desires didn't match the Delphi, and the flamingo, for example, he's manipulative. He wants to control everyone, and he ate the string fruit, so it makes sense that he awakened his. His desires matches the fruit. Katakuri, he wants to mold himself to be the perfect older brother, and his fruit is the mochi fruit, which is something very malleable, something that you can mold easily. So I'm like, okay,
Mm.
makes sense. The desires match. Luffy, hey, we know he wants to be free. He wants to be the freest man in the world. So and he ate the Gungo fruit, the Nico fruit. So like obviously that match, and also his personality. He's always smiling. He's always laughing. And so it makes sense him at a young age, because I always wonder why Luffy at a young age awakened his fruit. Then because Kakuri, he's 48. I don't know how old he was when he awakened his fruit, but he's 48. Don Flamingo, he's like 30 something. I don't know how old is Lucy, but he's pretty old too. So I don't know. I think he's like 30, maybe like late 20s, mid 30s. I think that's where Lucy falls in. But Luffy, he's 19. So that's something that always bothered me. Way before Luffy awakened, it always bothered me that Luffy has to awaken at a young age, and I don't know. I kind of don't like that because I always thought that you have to be very experienced, like a bunch of years of experience with your fruit, right? But then this revelation that there are fruits they have desires and all that, and thinking about it, I'm like, okay, now it makes you even more sense why Luffy awakened, because if that's the case, that your desire has to match with the fruit, that makes perfect sense. Luffy, like the Devil Fruit is perfect for Luffy. So to me, it makes sense that he awakened at a young age, and then going back to the now, and then now we know that Soen Devil Fruit specifically, when they awaken, they could lose control. So and that's why the demon guards, they're like mindless beasts, basically. And also, there's a theory that Chopper Monster Point is like a forced awakening, and that's why when Chopper went Monster Point before the time skip, it was uncontrollable because it was a awakening, a forced awakening. So and then going back, since I just remember going back to the whole Kaido thing, why he wasn't awakened. Other people were complaining that why the beast powers are not awakened. So going back to the whole desire thing, um also people gotta remember that Kaido, he said that awakening is when your mind and body mashes with the Durfru. I guess going back to the whole desire thing, everything has to mash. Everything has to be like to mash. So Queen, for example, um, he modified his body a lot, and Queen rely more on his tech than his Durfru. So that could be like evidence of why that's why he's not awakened. King, he rely mostly on his Lunarian abilities, so that's why he's not awakened. Jack, he's just weak. Like Jack, Jack, he's just not that strong. But so that's why he didn't awaken. Also, Jack, well, he throughout the whole series, he didn't mention, yeah, characters that have name attacks throughout the whole series. Jack, he did not like showcase a name attack either. So, Jack, he's just a different case. But that's like evidence for why they were not awakened, which I agree. They were good with the Durfruit, but they were not like Luffy level good. Because Luffy, or Doflamingo level or Karakuri level. Those are like characters that really train with the Durfruits and like really knows the in and outs of the fruits. So yeah. I don't mind Lucy that he's awakened. It's really cool. Makes sense. He has his fruit for years. I think he got it when he was 14, or maybe no. No, he became a agent when he was 14, but yeah, he got his stuff for along the way. So yeah, for me it makes sense. Is Kako awakened? I don't know. We gotta wait and see. Awakened giraffe, that would be funny. Kaku, he's like, behold, my awakening, the most coolest creature in the world, awakened giraffe. He's like very impressed about his awakening. He's like, look at me, with the smoke and all that. That'll be cool. But I don't know. Kaku, he's always like under Luxi. That's like their dynamic when it comes to strength. So, but also I would not mind if Kaku is awakened too. I don't know. He really likes giraffes. So I don't know. Like it will be funny though. It would be funny if Kaku was awakened.
The desire of the fruit is to like giraffes.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know what would be the desire of a giraffe. I don't know. But but Kaku, he'll find that desire, and he will match with the fruit. Now people are saying, some people are saying, oh, now that means Lucy, he's stronger than Kaido. Like no, like like no, like Lucy, he's showing why I think he's top 30. But well, we think he's top 30 material, right? This chapter, Lucy stocks went high,
Yeah.
and
I think he's going up, honestly, in my ranking.
I don't know. He's staying wherever I have him. He's staying in my ranking, but maybe one. I don't even know where I have him, but maybe one step higher. But he's not going that high. I don't know. but still, top 30 material. Good thing I'm not the only one. The JD Legend also I think he thinks Lucy's top 15 material. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I think that's where he had Lucy in his ranking from last year. So yeah, Lucy, he is showing what he's top 30 now. Since we're talking about Lucy and power scaling, Lucy, he's still no match. He's even with awakening, he's no match for Luffy. Like right here in this panel. Look, Luffy, he fell asleep mid fight. He fell asleep. Now you could say, oh, that's just a gag. This is the Sun God form. That's just Gear 5th. But still, but still, he fell asleep. Like he's like dodging, and then he just fall asleep mid fight. And also, Lucy, he's in awakening, and he's no match. He cannot keep up with Luffy in Gear 5th. And he just can, from what we see. I don't think Lucy landed ahead throughout this whole skirmish that they're having. I don't think Lucy landed ahead. Luffy did. Luffy, he punched Luffy right here. I'm going back to the chapter if there's like any other moments. They did. Yeah, all the Oh yeah. Since I'm in this panel, not sure if you know this, but this panel right here is a
It's a
recreation of
reference. Yeah, reference to
yeah,
their old match.
yeah. So although he drew that because he wanted to, he wanted to recreate the moment. But other than that, I think this is the only moment that they touch each other. Like that Luffy touch Luffy. So so yeah, Luffy he's way outmatched. Luffy he's like too much. Luffy's too much for him. But the fight is cool though. I love the fight because it's very goofy and it's fun. It's nice seeing Luffy fight. But some
I mean,
people uh
TBH, like honestly, Belushi has improved because,
oh yeah he
like,
did,
if we
but
were talking about three times, yeah, he will get one hit,
yeah oh
one hit
yeah
KO.
well yeah
Like that punch, like, oh no, like, obliterate his whole arm.
yeah oh yeah.
Like, but the fact that he's still standing after that, I'm like, okay, okay. Like he ain't an admiral,
Yeah, yeah,
but he ain't no slouch. He ain't no slouch.
yeah,
He'll
yeah,
he'll lose, but he'll last for a couple of minutes.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he ain't no slouch, but it can, we gotta be honest. He's like way, like way over his head here. Like Luffy's too much. But now I don't think. Don't quote me at this, but I'm pretty sure in our previous videos, I never mentioned that Luffy was going to get one shot. I think I always mentioned that they were going to have a skirmish because all the he just loves, he loves clashes. He loves to do little skirmish with characters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So I wasn't one of those people who was saying that Lucy was gonna get one shot. I wasn't one of those
Oh no.
people.
Yeah, no,
No, no, no.
like it would have been anticlimactic. It would have been lame.
Yeah. It would been fun. I would be screaming peak fiction though if it happened because but yeah, it will be a little bit anticlimactic and boring, I guess, because we expected Lucy to fight at least a little bit. But
Yeah,
but now to the people who are saying that this Luffy he's going all out. Luffy he's going this is a high diff fight between
nah,
them.
this ain't Kaido.
No, yeah, this ain't Kaido. This ain't Kaido. Like Luffy. Now some people are complaining why Luffy went gear fifth for Lucy. Uh,
Yeah.
um, well, Lucy he won. First of all, Lucy won Awakening, so there's that. So Luffy he's like, okay, I will match that with my strongest form. But also, I think from now on, Gear Fifth is going to be Luffy's go-to transformation because he's in his most freest form. This is like he could do whatever he wants, and he genuinely loves this transformation. So I think from now on, Luffy's gonna go Gear Fifth for a fight. But maybe for a regular Marine, he'll probably go Gear Second. Like for a random Bozo, he will go Gear Second. But if it's like for a fight, like, oh, I need to fight this guy, he will go Gear Fifth no matter what. No matter what. So I think we need to get used to Luffy going Gear Fifth. So 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 even
Gone are
though
the days of Gear Force.
yeah, I think it's going to suck because Gear Fourth is really cool. But you got,
Yeah.
but also Luffy needs to train a lot for like Luffy needs to get used to Gear Fifth. So I guess it makes sense that he's like going to Gear Fifth. And also so yeah, Luffy even though he's in Gear Fifth, he's not going all out in my opinion. He like if he was using Conqueror's coding right now, Luffy Luffy will lost easily if Luffy was using Conqueror's coding. But now he's just using regular hockey right here, regular armament. And so yeah, Luffy, he's probably using like mid, like he's like mid diffing. He's not going like high diff. He's not low diffing, but he's like mid diffing. Lucy, on the other hand, I think Lucy he's going all out. I think Lucy he's using everything that he's got
Yeah.
to yeah. So basically, yeah, this is like this portion right here of the power scaling is like for people for like Randy Troy, who is saying that Luffy he's going all out against Lucy, or yeah because he's like narrowly speaking, that has to happen. I'm like okay, this ain't Kaido, Luffy is not Kaido, so Luffy he's not going all out. Um. Oh, JD Legend also. He's he's saying that this is also high diff fight. This is not a high diff fight. I didn't saw King Lightning's reaction. I think, but I should have watched it before the video. But yeah, Luffy he's not going all out. That's what I think. Now since we're talking about the fight, do you think Luffy's going to lose next chapter, or do you think they're still going to have a skirmish? Like the skirmish is still going to continue? You know, what do you think is going to happen involving the fight?
I think Luffy will go even harder next time because not only did she
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
not only did Lucia kill quote unquote Alice, but like gravely injured Sentomaru here.
He murdered him.
Although he doesn't have that much of a like he has more of a connection with Alice and Sentomaru,
Yeah.
but he ain't happy here.
Oh yeah. And also, it's funny
Joey
now.
boy,
Uh-huh.
Joey boy ain't joyful.
Oh yeah, no, he ain't. He ain't. What was that nickname for Zoro that we had that people were coming up because Luffy was Joy Boy, Zoro Mad Lad. That was Zoro's nickname. So yeah, this ain't Joy Boy. This is Mad Lad. So since you were talking about that, I just realized it's weird that Luffy he's like all buddy with Sentomaru. Sentomaru was he was part of the whole downfall of the of the whole Saboli situation. So it's interesting that Luffy's like very buddy with him right now. I don't know, he's kind of like, because with Luffy, he didn't have any animosity when he saw him. He's a pigeon guy. Why are you here? And then like I mentioned, I think it was the last video that Luffy he only has like anger for certain characters. So I kind of, for example, Blackbeard, because he remembers their names. Lucy, is like prison guy. Sentomaru, Axe Boy. I think that was in the official Axe Boy. So yeah. Now someone Randy Troy, I think Randy Troy, he brought up that it's interesting that this arc we're going to have the Saboli characters, Sentomaru, Kizaru, and Kuma, because Kuma is also on his way. But we also have Esbear, but Kuma he's on his way. So we're going to have the we're going to have the Saboli crew here, and plus Cyberpole. So I think Lucy is going to be a quick fight, right? And then when Kizaru shows up, that's going to be the actual fight. That's going to be the actual fight. Maybe not for Luffy, because I really want Sanji because of that One Piece opening 15, I think it is. Well, not opening 15. I think 16 or 17, which it was for the anniversary. And in that opening, they had Luffy versus Akainu, Sanji versus Kizaru, and Zoro versus Fujitora. It was like a really cool moment in the opening. Like, of course that did not happen in Canada. It always just the opening was for the anime anniversary, so they added like a bunch of cool moments, or like for the hype. So
yeah, it's only for fan service.
Yeah, fan service. Yeah. So that's why I think Sanji versus Kizaru will be cool. They're both speedy characters. Sanji, he got the power up, and Wano. So I think Sanji could. He could tangle. I think he could tangle with Kizaru. I think he's there. Luffy could definitely. Luffy obviously he's a Yonko now. He fought with Kaido. He obviously got stronger after that, because in One Piece you get stronger after a fight. So Luffy definitely got stronger, and if he fight against the Admiral now, I think it's gonna be not an easy fight, but it's gonna be in favor of Luffy. So characters like Zoro and Sanji, I think will be a cooler. It will be harder for them to fight against the Admiral, but I think they will win. So yeah, it'll be nice to see. And also, Kizaru was one of the people who really demolished them in Saboli. So it'll be cool if they beat Kizaru here. to show how strong they got. Like to show the fruits of their labor. Like they're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I think Luffy he said in Amazon Lily that one day I'm going to beat Sentomaru, Kizaru, and Kuma. He said those three. Or like one day I'm gonna be stronger than them or something like that. So he's obviously way stronger than Sentomaru. I think he I
Yeah.
think I think he accomplished that after the time skip, like right off the bat. Like he had gear 4, so yeah. Kuma is developable because we never saw Kuma go all out, and his level fruit is very broken. But I think current Luffy could beat Kuma.
Yeah.
Um, could be Kuma in his prime because the current Kuma, I think anyone could be current Kuma because he's not there. It's just not the same guy. And then Kizaru, yeah, I think Luffy could be Kizaru. So yeah, I think Luffy currently he's at that point where yeah he accomplished his goal. So yeah. Some people are saying Zoro versus Kizaru. That would be nice as well because Kizaru he really baby shook Zoro. He's like I think if I'm correct, I know what it was Eno as well. But Eno and Kizaru were the only two people. Well, also Kuma. Yeah, I forgot about Kuma. So those three characters, those three characters were the only people who defeated Zoro after he made the promise with Mihawk that I'm never going to lose. So, so yeah, it would be cool if Zoro fought against Kizaru. But it just honestly hasn't clashed with Admiral. He only like it. So I just want to see him clash with Admiral. We got Green Bull, you know. And it seems him and Sanji they have similar personality when it comes to women, you know. Green Bull he seems like he's a lady man, he's like a ladies man. So so yeah, that would be nice as well. Sanji versus Green Bull, and the whole thing that Green Bull doesn't want to eat, or he doesn't eat. I don't know. I think that's also a nice mashup. But yeah. What else? Let's see. What else there's to talk about? We already talked about the whole desire thing. Some translations about the whole different dimensions, all that. um, let's see. Oh, we talked about the art through scientific or like magical. With like people desire it, and so the fruit appeared. Let's see. The whole Lucci awaken thing. We just finished talking about that. And then we talked a little bit about power scaling as well because this is an action-packed chapter, and some people had issues and other people they had wild takes. So so yeah, there's that. What else? Am I forgetting anything? Oh, I think right. That's all, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, I don't know. I guess let me quickly gloss over the whole. Okay. I just remember something. So something that Tekken brought up that I thought was really interesting. He brought up that what if Nika never existed, like the actual god, and Nika is just something that the people wish for. They hope for a god like Nika, and so they made the love fruit, and since Nika never existed, he's like a mythical figure. So also Arthur, he also talks about this here. That's why they model Nika a mythical, because he's just legends, and the Tekken, what he said was that this remind him of something that he read, like something about philosophy. This philosopher, he said that God like figures they never existed, but people desires or like their wishes, their wishes for one probably created them. So it's not like God made man, but man made God with their
Mm.
wishes and desires and all that. And so Tekken, when he did his review, he brought that up, and he's like, like it will be interesting if in One Piece is a similar situation. Like God didn't make man, but man made God. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. That would be really nice. Which it aligns to what Vegapunk was saying. that as long as people desire for a figure like Nika, Nika will always be around. So so yeah, I think that's a most likely situation to be. And Artur, he mentioned in the well, he didn't mention completely. He's like I'll talk more about this later. But he hence yeah, he's like, oh, so that means Joy Boy, was he was Joy Boy, and then he desired for someone like Nika. So and then he got the Nika fruit. Like he ate the Nika fruit because he he desired for something like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's interesting. But he says he will discuss more about that later. And so yeah. And of course, and now this quote got even better. This quote from Blackbeard. He's like, "People's dream never end." And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, Blackbeard. People's dream never end. Like it's oh man, this whole reveal is amazing. I love this whole reveal about the whole dreams thing and the Delphos. So like this reminds me of when the when Nika got revealed. That you could look back at the series and be like, here's evidence for Nika, or this and that, you know, all the planted the seed here, and now because of this chapter, you could look back and be like, oh, this makes sense now. Like all this everything makes sense, you know. So yeah, this is a really good chapter. Um, and like what Roger Bay said, so far Egghead hasn't disappointed. So far Egghead has been like a really good arc. So yeah, can't wait for next chapter. You know, and like all of a sudden, whenever Vegapunk gets revealed, he's going to drop. He's going to explain everything about the Earths. So even though this is his theory, this is probably the most likely. Yeah, this is probably the origins of the Earth. He also gotta keep in mind he doesn't explain how the whole desire thing created the fruits. He just says people wish for it and they got the fruits, but he doesn't go in depth. Like how this actually works. So maybe whenever we get the Boy Century flashback, if we do, but if we do get it, maybe they will go in detail in that flashback. So yeah, and I guess I will ask you this. So if the whole devil fruit thing is about desire and all that, who wished for the jacket fruit?
I don't know,
like
man.
like what was their desire? Like I wish to be a jacket, but why though? Why you wish to be a jacket? But yeah. um I could
mean,
go
what
uh
about the what about the door fruit?
I don't
Like,
know.
who wanted to be a door?
Well, Bruno doesn't become a door. He opens
Well,
like
true, but
air doors. So, but yeah. Um. So yeah. I could go on and on. Like for example, people are saying, what if the D stands for dreams or desire? That's like a popular theory back in the day. The D stands for dreams. Desire will be a new one because of this chapter. Um, what if the other fruits back in the day were called dream fruits or desire fruits, and then the world government changed it to the other fruits because propaganda. They don't want people to eat the other fruits. They want people to be afraid of like the power. But of course, people desire for the ability, so they still got it. They still ate the other fruits anyway. Um, a bunch of other theories that I heard. So yeah, this chapter is crazy, but it's very late, and I think this video is like very long. I don't know how long this video, like right now currently. Yeah, it's a 1 hour and like 37 minutes. So yeah, I think we're going to leave it here. Like this, we could talk more. I think I could continue talking, but it's late. So yeah, it's like 1:12 a.m. right now. So yeah. I guess final thoughts though. Final thoughts.
pretty damn great, honestly.
Yeah. One Piece was crazy good this week. And
Yeah.
and not oh yeah, it's on break, so it's not next week, but Christmas. Well, before Christmas, we're gonna get the official last chapter of the year. sometimes the chapter of next year gets leaked. So maybe I don't know, maybe it's going to happen again this year. But it's always different every year. So we don't know what's going to happen. But yeah. Officially the 25th is the last chapter of the year. So yeah. Gotta wait and see. But yeah, that's the video. Leave a like if you liked it. Dislike if you don't. Subscribe. Are you gonna say something though?
Hit the subscribe button just like their production hit us with an amazing finale for Stone Ocean.
Oh yeah, yeah. We talked. We were talking about this off screen before we started
Right.
recording. Yeah, really good, really good. Go watch JoJo if you
Yeah.
haven't. You know, go watch JoJo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's really good, really
Go
good. Don't
watch it.
skip.
Go
Yeah,
really go
yeah,
embrace it.
yeah. And don't skip parts. Don't be a part skipper. You know. And yeah, do that. And see ya.